Hey there everyone, welcome back to the channel. There was stuff that happened tonight. There was stuff that happened today. Did you catch it all? If you missed it, I did put out a reaction video to the trailer that accidentally got tweeted at 11 a.m. instead of 11 p.m. Bless you, Intern Coon. So if you didn't see that, this Feh Channel review, recap, reaction thing that we're about to do, that's going to be heavily influenced by that video, which I will link in the description if you want to check that out specifically. Because again, I did do that 12 hours ago. It's like I'm in Groundhog Day and I just keep reliving things right now. But we did get something new. We got a Feh Channel, which I guess is good. And it was short. Very short. Well, not very short. Like 6 minutes-ish shorter than normal. But it did give us some information that we were missing. I thought maybe they were just going to scrap the entire Feh Channel this month and just kind of, you know, slowly ease stuff out until we hit August. But that is not the case. They just bumped it back like almost 2 weeks. So there you go. So let's go over this now. And again, we'll talk about everything because there was some stuff that needs to be talked about. So the Feh Channel. You can see there's 4 main points that we got to hit here in 10 minutes or less. And go. All right. So banner. Obviously, we had the unit reveal. I don't believe they talked about Reese, who is going to be the free Tempest Trials unit. So there's that. But they did touch on everybody else. We've got Selena, we have Joshua, Lute, and then our newest kind of combination, Harmonized Heroes. And I've been calling them Harmonic Heroes, which is clearly not what they're meant to be called. But we were going off of a Twitter video earlier today and just kind of making rough estimates as to what things should be called. There you go. That's what we got. But there is some backstory to this. If you didn't know, evidently Mia crossed paths with Masked Marth back in 2017, and they've been bestest buds since. And so this is this is what's happening now. I guess lore building in the world of Feh. Welcome. So I guess that means we could technically have a Masked Marth, a Harmonized Hero with just about anybody who was in Tempest Trials. So that's something, I guess. Weak as the lore that it is, it does exist. This is real. Get your crack ships ready because this is happening. And as I kind of speculated in the video that I did earlier today, this is basically looking like duo heroes that are from 2 different games, right? So you have a kind of a multiverse Avengers-style mashup in the form of a single unit, and their abilities affect only other units from the games that they are from. So, for example, the ability that Harmonized Mia has only affects units from what I believe to be Radiant Dawn and Awakening. I don't know that I specifically caught it in the trailer or the Feh Channel, I guess technically. But I'm not 100% sure if it just counts for any filter, I guess, is something to think about. The thing that I am mainly thinking is Fates, right? Because as you can see, we've got the 2 screen titles right there. Fire Emblem Awakening, Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. Fates has 3. There's Revelations, Birthright, and Conquest. But they are all under the same filter in the actual game. And this was actually brought up in a comment on today's earlier video. I don't know how that applies. I would assume that it's just going to be Fates in general. I assume that this is only going to affect Radiant Dawn specific characters and not Path of Radiance characters. So take that for what it's worth. But it might not be. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. It's late and I haven't had time to think that much about it because content is key. So we got to push it out. But that's just kind of my initial reaction. So Harmonized Heroes, obviously the big draw point of this particular banner. If you want to know more specifics, I did go into it in an earlier video today. Be sure to do that. And while you're at it, subscribe, ring the bell, do all that good stuff that I know you love doing because you're here for Feh things. Welcome. So, moving on. That was pretty much the banner in a nutshell. It was good. I think people like it. Or they don't. So, Call of the Sea event series. We have events. Yay! And this was kind of shadowed off of the fact that we had a new Harmony Hero. What was it called? I'm forgetting now. Harmonized Hero. I'm never going to call it that. We're going to call it Harmonized Hero. Harmonized Hero. That's what it is. So we've got some events going on this summer. Yay! So they include login bonuses, rewards maps, and the special hero gift, which I think is what you're probably going to be most interested in. So login bonus, not anything that's all that particularly fancy. We're getting limited and normal divine codes along with that. The rewards maps, obviously you know what those are. We're getting orbs. Nothing really new there. Orbs are coming back. We're getting some. Great. And I think this is outside the normal like banner login bonus type stuff that we see. But you can check the calendar for that for sure. So I think this is kind of in addition to, so more stuff is good stuff, right? I think that's the general rule of thumb. Now the Call of the Sea special hero gift, are you ready? Because this was kind of like what they did for the anniversary. So they're going to give you stones to summon upon. They will be free. You will get a free 5-star special hero. You will get one of these units. You are not guaranteed a particular color. You are not guaranteed a particular hero. You are not guaranteed a particular generation. It is just all these guys, boom, mashed into one. That's what we're after. So it is starting pretty soon. And I'm not 100% sure if they're going to do this again for part 2. I don't think they are. I wouldn't assume that they are, because it looks like everyone's accounted for, and I think they are. Just doing some quick cubic math happening here. So I think this is it. I think this is all the other units that we have going for us. So again, you'll note the summoning stone colors are determined at random. Fun. So you're a gambling person, right? You're playing gacha games. you know how to be lucky at these things, right? I still don't have Freddy. And I don't think I have Leo either. So, I mean, I don't know what I'm going to pull. Probably colorless. Colorless seems good. But again, it's not up to me because I don't know what stones are coming my way. But I think people are mostly going to be excited about this because all the other stuff is pretty standard-ish for the most part. You know what I mean? We also got a bit of new news, which I think is probably the bigger news outside of the harmonic heroes, whatever they're called. The Resonant Battles. So it's a new game mode. What's not to like, right? You can see on the map here, it's a little bit different than what we've seen. It's kind of like, I guess, Grand Conquest is a little bit bigger, and I think they made a reference to that in the actual Feh Channel itself. However, you have to chase down thieves before they escape, otherwise your score drops. This is in Arena, I believe is what they said, so it will be housed in the Arena collection of game modes. And we've also got some nasty little guardians here, just to stop us in our tracks. The name of the game is basically movement. Alright? That's pretty much what you're after. So movement is key. There's going to be skills like guidance and things like that that are probably more important. So I assume that flyers and calves are going to be kings of these particular maps. Dancers, I'm sure, will be limited. I assume that they're going to be limited. Gale Force is also probably pretty handy. Solo Legendary Edelgard might be beneficial if you run the triple Gale Force build on her. So things like that I think are probably going to come into more key aspect, whereas the other game modes are more about like effective damage output or strong defenses or things like that. This one, we've never really had like a very movement-focused map type deal. And this is very movement-heavy. So that is what I'm anticipating with this. Of course, there will be pro strats coming in later, I am sure. But there's a scoring system, so get ready for that. This is, I think, here to stay. It's not like a rotating event or anything. This is going to be like a weekly dealio, so get ready for that. Again, movement is important. Feh used pivot at one point, and I was like, oh, Feh, there are better things to use. I mean, like, well, there's bad things to use. So that's our new game mode. Kind of interesting. It has nothing to do with the Harmonious Heroes. It's like everybody, including myself, was kind of anticipating. It's specifically just this. There you go. But it seems fun. Like I'm not bashing on it or anything like that. It's different. It's very different. It's different, but it feels familiar. That's how I describe it. That's kind of how I feel about it. But once we get some hand-on interaction with it, I will, of course, have more feelings and thoughts about it. But until then, we're going to move on, because that's what happens. So the rewards that you get from this particular game mode include divine codes and a weekly rotation. Not anything that we're not used to, very similar to other game modes that we have going on right now. Mostly looks like blessings and dragon flowers. That should seem familiar to you. This is going to start on June 18th, so it does accompany the new summer banner. This one's going to be a little bit shorter, obviously, because it's going to not be the full week that it happens. So the second season will start on June 23rd, which is a Tuesday. So it should be sticking with that ends on Monday, begins on Tuesday type rotation deal that we have going on Arena. It's in Arena, makes perfect sense. This is not too difficult to think about. Now, the other update. This isn't a game mode necessarily, but this is an update to Aether Raids that we have going on. This was the fourth bit of information that we did get from the Feh Channel tonight, and that is auto dispatch. It's recommended that you use this if you run out of ladders, or if you don't have time, or you just don't want to put the effort in Aether Raids, which I can appreciate, because I don't like doing that. I don't like putting in a lot of effort in most things that I do, because, gosh darn it all, what's the point? I very much identify with Linhardt. Have I mentioned that before? I do. So, auto dispatch at a glance. Can dispatch up to one raiding party. You'll boost ×2, which is optional. You can dispatch up to 3 times per season. And lift is gained from dispatching is reduced. Lift gained from dispatching, is reduced 75% of the normal amount. And it can be used to earn daily rewards. Your foes have become stronger, and you need to gain some more lift. That's when you should use it. You don't have enough free time to focus and strategize. That's when you should use it. You've run out of escape ladders, and you're near the end of the season. That's when you should use it. If you're feeling pressured, rely on auto dispatch. So clearly, I think the general vibe that they were giving off was, man, new players who don't have like whale status units and don't have like enough time to really put in the effort and climb. We want them to play. So this is where it is. So they're kind of like leveling the playing field, I guess, which I can appreciate. Because again, it's like if you're newer to the game, if you just started recently, or maybe you're starting right now, I don't know. It's probably tough to like break in. And I know in a previous update, they kind of helped adjust the wall of getting into higher tiers of Aether Raids. But clearly that's not getting the activity that they were hoping for, and so I think this is maybe kind of more of an answer to that, perchance. But basically, you can get lift for free. That's essentially what this is. Lift is free. There you go. You can get it, but it won't be as effective as if you were actually doing Aether Raids. There you go. And it's limited. You can only do it 3 times, so that's maybe something to think about, I guess. Obviously, the new units, that's kind of the big draw, the new game mode that we had. I think there was some other stuff that they were maybe planning to talk about, but just didn't. Probably because we already know about it. I think maybe they did a slimmed down version, because of, you know, the fact that it's like almost 2 weeks late at this point. They had some trouble getting things recorded and set up because of COVID type situations. So I'm sure, beyond sure, that that had something to do with it. And we kind of got this little bite-sized, fun-sized Feh Channel instead. So again, I don't know what they were planning on telling us in addition, but I felt like it was pretty meaty despite only being 10 minutes long. So there you go. Maybe they would have gone more into like the actual banner itself. Maybe they would have talked about Tempest Trials and Reese. I don't know. But either way, that's what we got. I'm happy with it. Easy peasy, man. Let's get into summer. I know a lot of people are excited for August, so if you are too, be sure to subscribe, ring the bell, get notifications. You and I, we have a relationship already. You don't know it, but we do, because you're watching me and I'm recording for you, and it's a give and a take, and it's a whole thing. So there you go. That makes sense? I felt like that made sense. Anyway, that is it for me. Let me know what you guys thought about this particular fun-sized Feh Channel, as a little bit shorter as it was, in the comments. I have nothing else to say. I'm darn near speechless. We will be rolling on this banner, by the way. So when that comes out, we'll be doing a summon video. We also have some more stuff coming up as far as legendary predictions and things like that go. So be sure to dip back in for that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And until then, I will catch you next time.